All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. My name is Michael Dean, and today we are getting into New Power Soul by the NPG, aka Prince. I look at this as a Prince album. Where do I begin? So this is the last of the 3 New Power Generation albums. The first one being Gold Nigga, featuring Tony M. The second one was Exodus. The Exodus Has Begun. Classic album. We'll get into that one day. And then this is the third one. This one came out in 98, actually. This one is New Power Soul. And unlike the other ones, each album sort of spotlighted a different band. Like I said, the first album featured Tony M on the majority of the songs. The second album was with Sonny T, was singing lead most of the time on the songs with Prince in the background. Excuse me. And this third one, Prince is like, he's like Thanos, basically, like, I'll do this myself. Like, he's on the cover and he's singing these songs. Things of note. So this album came out, like I said, 98. It's also the same year that Prince came out with the Crystal Ball 3 CD set, which was after Emancipation. So this is a time when Prince is free of his contracts. He's done with Warner Brothers and he's on his own. This is NPG Records. So this is pure independent release. And what did I say? Did I say the time? So this came out in June of 98. Crystal Ball was in January. And also with this album, Prince linked up with icons in the game, Shaka Khan and Larry Graham, and also produced their albums and released them all at the same time. So there was 3 albums. There was GCS 2000, the Larry Graham album. Shaka Khan's, I believe, was Come to My House. That was her full album. And then Prince with New Power Soul. This was also a time, at least to me, when Prince was really, pushing his message and was speaking, and it wasn't just like talking in riddles and interviews. Like, he was doing sit-down, full-blown interviews. One of the most classic and one of his greatest interviews to me was when he sat down with Tavis Smiley on BET.
When a man is free, and it puts him closer to God, first of all. The path is open to get to God. It's probably in both of those magazines to keep me off the cover and out of their magazine, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to preach freedom, all right? And I'm going to preach the annihilation of contracts, all right? And see, without contracts, you ain't going to need lawyers, because nobody's going to be in court arguing about money, which has no power, ultimately. All right, so it's in their best interest to keep me out of those magazines. I completely understand. I only ask them to put me in there, and I will ask for what I believe I deserve, because I think I'm great. Just think I'm great, And we're still selling out arenas, and so somebody else thinks I'm pretty great too. And I don't say that to be arrogant. I say that to show that I love myself, and if more people did love themselves, they'd stop worrying about whether someone was cutting edge or not.
I want to get to, and to me, that was like the first time you really just got to see Prince, like talking long term and answering questions and having fun. He was even taking calls from the audience live on the air. And then, of course, he was joined by Shaka and Larry Graham. But just the type of stuff he was talking about, the way he presented himself, all of this, I remember it so well in my mind when it happened in real time. You can go on YouTube and find footage of all of that stuff. So this was an important time for Prince, in my opinion. This is one of my favorite albums. This is also an album, and I have to say, for a lot of Prince fans as well, and I believe at the time, wasn't really feeling this album. I don't know if they thought it was too R&B or what it was. To me, it was like, this is what he always has been. I thought the production quality was dope. It's Prince, okay. He's already fly. The shit he was singing about was dope. It was just, again, it's 2021, about to be 2022. I still play this album today. I still have my original CD in the car. I still bump this. So this is one of my favorites. That's why I'm jamming this one. We'll do a couple songs at a time or break it up a little bit, but we're just going to get into it, man. NewPower Soul. Get ready. Get you something to drink because we're just going to groove. All right? Hold on.
To the darkness, let there be light. To the sound man,
Hey, yo.
turn up my voice real tight. To the MPG, if you win this mother, scream. Show me how y'all
Here
get
we
down.
go.
1, 2, 3, come on.
Hey. Who's hating on this?
We should all come together to the NewPower Soul.
I don't know what he meant by let your head bob, but I'm with it.
Much better. Come on, baby, let's go. Every wild and great ones that comes to town a show that lives up to all your funk expectations, no matter how high or low. A reason to get your freak on in a way you never freaked before. NewPower Soul, they claim
Here
to
come my favorite
rule
part right here.
Come on, let's go. Let me see you get down. Let the head bob. Get freaky. Come on, come on.
Yeah.
We should all come together to the NewPower Soul. Let me see you get down. Let the head bob. Get freaky. Come on, come on. It'll make you feel much better. Come on, baby, let's go. Every while and day twice, funky matters in our ear. But as long as we keep our love strong, we'll never shed no tears. The brothers be threatening to jump off buildings. NewPower's what they fear.
Hey.
Love for one another rising. NewPower Soul is here. Let me see you get down.
That's the shit right there.
Come on. We should all come together to the NewPower Soul. Let me see you get down. Come on, come on. It'll make you feel much better. Come on, baby, let's go. NewPower Soul.
And the horns was tight too.
Gemini rising on the 7th day, making mad sex until you're in my arms. Okay, cause when you love somebody like that, it's cool. You got no need for the shooby-dooby-doo. The good life, yeah, we'll be living. Pushing up on every freak this side of heaven. Come on, shake it, come on. You know I beats the one with the funky music.
That's that little New Orleans gig right there.
Claims to the booty, fat claims to the NewPower booty. Keeping the crowd moving, y'all, is my one and only duty. Ooh-wee.
Man, they jam.
With the NewPower
This
Soul.
part right here. You got little samples popping.
We should all. We should all. Every while in the day 3 times, my brother hit me on the one. Abuse like that'll either make you funky or make you wanna buy a gun. I'd much rather get my freak on and make you if I can. NewPower Soul, lay claim to the booty. Come on, girl, let's jam. Get freaky, let your head bob. Get freaky, let your head bob. We should all come together to the NewPower Soul. Come on, get your freak on.
Yeah, he was about getting his freak on, wasn't he? Here they go right here.
Let me see you get down.
Come on, boys, freak on.
Everybody's coming to the NewPower Soul.
I'll be on my Billy right here. Yeah. Listen. Who's hating? Point them out. Man, you know what? Some of the parts I love about this song, that let me see you get down. Man, come on, man. That's just like some classic Prince shit to me, man. Like, now I will say, the overemphasis, if that's the word, of the freak stuff, that's a little bit of the older dude in the club. You know, what's that new word they saying? Oh, they freak. You know, I guess now it would be like, oh, that's lit. Or, you know, when they say stuff now, you're like, it's a little played out. But, you know, again, elder statesman in the game, he gets a pass. And I'm nitpicking at that point. But what a way to start the album. I think it's incredible. Love the production of it. And the fact that, again, this is so many years after the fact of everything he's done, he's still dropping, you know, coming in the game, kicking the door in, like, yo, you know, no, I'm coming with it. Yo, matter of fact, sound man, turn me up, god damn it. So I love it, man. I love it. Let's keep it going to the next song. Let's go. Hey.
Man, ain't got time for that girl.
Man, that's nasty.
Say what? Yeah, she always want to talk to somebody. Believe me, I know her. Yeah.
Sir!
See you at another party, dancing all over the place, looking for the perfect body,
Say what?
to go with the perfect face. Push your mulatto breakdown, and your lips got wet today.
Okay, Prince.
Same damn bird from London. Finally had a nerve to say
What she said, I'll tell you. Listen.
I used to have mad sex in the morning.
And now you can't like,
Have mad sex in the afternoon.
and ain't no confusing this of like, oh, well, he's talking about something spiritual. Yeah, he's talking about them sugar walls. Smashing them, they should say. But anyway, you ain't heard it from me.
I used to have mad sex with me and this mulatto go down. Dirty up another room. Do it to your tattoos dizzy. And the stud in your mouth turns gold.
Did they ever do this song live?
To the animal print
Where my
you
scholars
found
at?
so
My historians. Dwayne!
It's full of little bloody holes.
I don't know what he's talking about right there.
Pussy and mulatto breakdown. And your lips got wet today.
Man, let me bring up the lyrics.
The same damn bird from London. Finally had the nerve to say
What she said?
I used to have mad sex in the morning.
Yeah.
I used to have mad sex in the afternoon. I used to have mad sex with me and this mulatto go down. Dirty up another room. Woo, woo,
Hey.
Mad sex.
This seemed like this would be cold live.
Stepping up on the others, trying to make a jealous brother. Get you nothing but another night of vibration. One nation under your groove, and still you can't break my cool.
I see you at another party, town. Break another heart, you sorry. One day you're gonna tumble down, 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 down. Pushy and mulatto break up. And you never really knew my name.
That's right.
What good is time?
Good is time if you take up.
What good is time if you take up?
Every day to complain. Oh, I used to have mad sex in the morning. I used to have mad sex in the afternoon. I used to have mad sex with me and this mulatto go down. Dirty up another room. Oh, I used to have mad sex in the morning. Used to have mad sex in the afternoon. I used to have mad sex with me and this mulatto go down. Dirty up another room. Dirty up another. Dirty up another. Dirty up another room. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sex.
Oh yeah.
I used to have mad sex. I used to have mad sex. I used to have mad sex. Dirty up another room. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Mad sex.
Listen to that.
Mad sex. Dirty, dirty, mad sex. Mad sex.
Yeah. I wanted to pull up the lyrics of this one. This is a bushy head mulatto breakdown. And your lips got wet today. That same damn bird from London. Finally had the nerve to say. I used to have mad sex in the horny morning. I used to have mad sex in the afternoon. I used to have mad sex when me and this mulatto go down. To dirty up another room. That's your man, Prince. Ooh, wild boy. Ooh, wild boy. But I love that song. Jamming. Like I said, that groove. Nasty. Love it. So there you go. Mad Sex. Second song. We ain't over. Let's go. So you're in my arms again. We're going to slow it down. This song is kind of sad.
All of my life I never wanted anyone like I wanted you. Every night I said,
If I'm not mistaken, I believe that this song may be about his child who passed away. So listen to it with those
I'm
songs.
sure they knew the many tears that I'd have to cry if I ever had to leave your side. Until you're in my arms again, I know this pain will never end. This broken heart will never end.
My man with his
Till you're in my
choruses, layered vocals. Love it. You know, another thing real quick. It sounds like this song is sort of based off of like a hip hop break beat. if you listen to it, you can kind of hear that it follows sort of that flow mat. But I think they're not using the sample up in the front, or they're playing it based on. I mean, my music heads, you can hear it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let me stop.
Morning, when I awaken, I imagine you sleeping in your bed. Wrong or right, the reason you were taken from my embrace, well, it's never said. 'Cause every day that you don't return is another day that my heart just yearns and yearns until you're in my arms again.
Yeah.
I know this pain will never end. This broken heart will never mend.
Claire Fisher strings are on this track as well.
In my arms again. Life remains a mystery.
Go ahead, Prince.
There's no reason to right. You never know what you mean to your mind. Oh, till you're in my arms again.
Hear the different vocals.
Till you're in my arms again. I know this pain will never end. This broken heart will never gonna mend. Till you're in my arms. Till you're right back in my arms again.
This is my shit right here.
Never seen like love. I've never seen like others see. I know that you come back. Come on back to right back to me. And this time you will never leave. My arms
This started getting me emotional listening to this.
my arms again. Till you're in my arms again.
This is my shit right here.
Come on back, babe.
This is my favorite part right here.
Till you're in my arms again.
Man, how you gonna go from them two bangers and then he just hit you with this? Just get you right here. But like I said, man, that part the part toward the end, the come on back, come on back. Man, he could have kept going on that. I love this song, man. Like, and if you again, like I said, if you think about it in the spirit of what I think the song is about, and just I guess if any situation where you want somebody to come back to you, you haven't seen them, and just that feeling of, man, when you come back into my arms again, like everything's gonna be all right. Man, I love it, man. I just love how Prince can convey so many different emotions in his songs, like from joy to exuberance, pain, sorrow, love. And this is just one of those ones, like I said, for me, it just really like, and it's not till later in the song when I start to, like, you know, I just like, it kind of remind me of Johnny Gill. Rub you the right way. Relax, Mike. Anyway, focus. But yeah, love this song. Am I loving all the songs? Hey, it is what it is so far. But beautiful song. Almost want to play it again, but very beautiful. We will continue on. All right, let's go. Hold on. Y'all got to get up, man.
I was the one sleeping all alone when you were at the party. I was the one waiting by the phone when you were with somebody. Now here you come again with your heart in your hands, confessing all of your sins.
This is called When You Love Somebody.
Same tired line that I've heard 1,000 times. Still I've got to give in. 'Cause when you love somebody, every now and then it might rain. When you love somebody,
Ah, them horns. The
every
brass.
sun shower there's pain. Whenever something's lost, something's gained. When you love somebody, when you love someone,
This is one of them sunny, happy type joints. I love it.
you are the one looking for some action. I was just looking for you. Who needs love when you got protection? Quote unquote your point of view. All my partners say that I need to dismiss you until they see you smile. Such a pretty smile.
You know what?
All them fools are bugging, 'cause I just want your loving in the backseat for a little while. But I don't care. 'Cause when you love somebody, every now and then it might rain. When you love somebody, when every sun shower there's pain. Whenever something's lost, something's gained. When you love somebody, ooh, when you love someone, yeah.
It's like the end of the movie type. Everybody come together type song.
Check me out on the floor. So what? You got me open. Yeah, do your dance. But I'm the one you're dancing for.
You know this. Round and round, don't stop it. You know this. Yeah, yeah. Up and down, you got it. 'Cause when we love somebody, every now and then it might
Go ahead, Prince.
every sun shower there's rain. Little pain, sometimes something's happening out there. You got to think about what you gain. Think you don't? Pouring down, down on me.
I love it. I love it. It's that cute funk. That's what we call cute funk.
Round and round.
lately. 4 degrees with us all, you see, in a state of mind. It's weightless till the quantum tip. I flipped on the notion when the atom split. We got Eve. Duality's now a groupie with a backstage pass, and they ain't gonna leave till they get some. From grace we fall, referring to the objects on the wall. I picture my hat, my coat, my balls, around and round.
Did he say balls?
Around and round, round and round. Huh. Don't stop the pound. Don't stop.
That's my shit right here.
Cause the brother getting down here lately.
That shit right there. Listen, stop it. When they try to tell you that this album ain't jamming, you can go play that and tell them to go sit down. Tell them I told you. Tell them I said that. Tell them stop it. Whenever that's the thing, whenever somebody, oh yeah, the princess, just say, stop it. We don't want to hear it. We're listening to the music. We don't know what you're talking about. Man, when he got, man, that's Prince all day, man. Using some of the newer sounds, contemporary sounds of the time, but it still has his DNA all through it. When you love somebody, again, we're talking about some good stuff, man. When you love somebody, every now and then it might rain. You know what I'm saying? Like, just again, the feelings that come out of hearing something like that, you know, the swelling and then the uplift. Yes, this is why I love Prince, for stuff like this. So, 1 second, we're going to keep grooving. What do y'all think about this song specifically, When You Love Somebody? Hold on, we're coming back with the next one. 1 second. All right. And salute to all my Patreon people, because y'all seeing this all uncut as we're doing. I'm starting to get hyped now. All right, let's keep it going. What's the next one? Listen, this is my favorite song on this album right here. This is my favorite song right here.
So you thought you just might lose your mind today. Brother pushing that game on you as if you wanna play. Asking you every other sentence if them titties are real. One tramp even had the nerve to touch him as if you wanted to feel.
Full stop. Hold on right there. For many years, I was singing this song and I didn't really know what. Sometimes you'll sing Prince songs and you don't really know what he be saying. You just say the word that sounds like it's what he's saying. And for a lot of his music, I do that. But I remember the day I really just said, let me see what the hell he's saying. So for those who didn't hear what he just said, he said, so you thought you just might lose your mind today. A brother pushing that game on you as if you want to play. Asking you every other sentence. Check it. If them titties is real. Who does that? One tramp even had the nerve to touch him as if you wanted to feel. Nigga, shoo-be-doo. Prince was wild. Prince is wild. That's my man. Continue.
The money that you make ain't paying no rent, so you sleep in cars. You wonder aloud if you're happy. You say yeah as if you really are. This car you drive with no gas won't take you very far. You look up in the sky and wish upon a star.
See why I love it?
The answer to the question of life is a gray-haired bitch at least. Sucking on the ebony dancer in between these dirty sheets. Spitting out the aftertaste of a boy who might not call again. If this is the game you stood in line for, how you gonna win?
Listen. Again, I wasn't really understanding what I was singing back then, but let's go over it, shall we? This is the chorus. The answer to the question of life is a gray-haired bitch at least. Sucking on the ebony dancer in between these dirty sheets. This must be before he was like, let me go ahead and just go full Jehovah's Witness. Like, let me get this out first. Spitting out the aftertaste of a boy who might not call again. If this is the game you stood in line for, shit, how you gonna win? Man, Prince is hilarious. Now, I'm not catching so the answer to the question of life is a gray-haired bitch at least. I don't understand this must be a reference to something I'm just not picking up at the moment. But sucking on the ebony dancer in between these dirty sheets. Okay. Somebody's sucking on something. And it's a black person they sucking on. Is that PG enough? Spitting out the aftertaste of a boy who might not call again. Y'all can take that how you want. Lord. And then it's just like, this is almost like he's saying, this is what you're doing? Like, you think you're like, damn, ain't this about a bitch? You're sucking on some and spitting out the Clocking and Gia's song title. And it's like, damn, if this is the game you stood in line for, hey, have at it. Again, I think I said this before. I always wonder who is Prince singing about, or who is somebody he must know this must resonate with. Like, oh, why is he really gonna air me out like that? Because I don't know because I'm like, what is he talking about? Why would you be saying this? But I love the songs, like the way that the song sounds and the way his voice and the rhythm of it, it is so intoxicating to me personally that I don't even care what you're talking about. Like I could be, spitting out the ebony dancing in between these dirty sheets. I know somebody be sitting next to me like, what the hell are you talking about? What are you into? But anyway, I digress. Let's continue. Lord.
So you thought he just might come every time you phone, as if you've never been lonely, as if you've never been alone. How you ever gonna win if you let him all see your hand? Playing the queen, don't work on your knees, as if you understand.
Basically saying, get up off your knees, sis. You gotta get on the side with that one.
The answer to the question of life is a gray-haired bitch at least. Sucking on the ebony dancer in between these dirty sheets. Spitting out the aftertaste of a boy who might not call again. If this is a game you stood in line for, how you gonna win? How you gonna win?
Here's my shit right here.
just might lose your mind today.
With all that shit I was talking though, I love this. If you were to probably look at my playlist of this album, you know, where it lists like the number of times you've played songs, this song has the highest number. Something about it I just love. You know, other thing, at the time this came out, there was an artist, R&B artist, I guess they would consider her neo-soul at the time. Her name was Davina. Go look up Davina. This song sounds like Prince trying to do, I know some of y'all, right when I say that, oh, Prince ain't gonna try to do nobody. Stop it. This song sounds like Prince kind of doing her style. And he, matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, he posted, I don't know, I don't remember if this was Twitter. I don't know if Twitter was around. It was something online when he was posting online. But he posted like a link to one of Davina's songs. And Davina was, like I said, what she is an R&B artist. She's also a producer. Like she produced her own first album, banging. And it sounds eerily like this, the production style of this music is how her style sounds to me. And I always thought like, oh, this was kind of a little slight nod production. I could be reaching. Somebody could tell me, oh, it was but this would have sounded like to me at the time it came out, because that was something that was bubbling as well. And I just like, oh, okay, he got, you know. But man, love. Great song. So far, every song I'm all in. Like I don't understand. I don't know the problem. What's the problem, y'all? Well, we're gonna continue. All right.
Push it up. Push it up.
Now, so I'm gonna stop right there. Now, this one, I could see how somebody would be like, push it up. Is this an Arsenio Hall song or something? This song may sort of date itself a little bit, but this song also features one of the greatest hip hop artists of all time, in my opinion, Mr. Dougie Fresh, as you're about to hear him jump on the track. So that right there already, like, when I heard Dougie, I was like, Dougie Fresh? Like the show Dougie Fresh? Summertime Dougie Fresh? Keep Rising to the Top. How you do it? Dougie Fresh. And Prince? I'm already there. So I'm going to give it a pass on the push it up there, because at the end of the day, though, as I like to say, this is jam. So there you go. So we're gonna let them rock that. We're gonna let them let them rock that. Get away with it. We love it. Let's go.
Come on, push it up.
Huh? Yeah, this is it.
Yeah,
this is it.
Push it up.
This is it. I think they got to get ready for this one here.
Listen.
Come on. Say what? Huh? What
This
did
is a
I
call
hear?
back to a song off of the Emancipation
Wasn't
album.
quite clear.
Do your research. Do your Google.
Say what? Oh. Huh.
Come on now.
Come on.
If you're ever down, dragging on the ground, face twisted with a funky frown, let me turn you on to something that'll find to make you feel good, feel good.
Larry Graham.
Got you falling fast from reality. You got to get up, put up, move up, and just do what you should. You should.
Realize that you are somebody.
I don't know if that's supposed to be Shaka.
Join the party. Everybody grab a body and feel good. You should push it up.
Back in the day, they used to do this. I was like, that was lit. That was how, you know.
Push it up, push it up, push it up.
It sounds crazy now, but that's
Push it up,
like, what are you pushing up? I don't know, nigga. I'm pushing it up.
push it up, push it up, push it up. Push it up to the sky. You don't have to have a plane to fly. If you listen to the truth and not the lie, stop crying, crying.
In harmony, can't you see? Every color all in the same key. And that's the way God wants us to start trying.
Realize that you are somebody. Come on, y'all, and join the party. Everybody grab a body and feel good.
These are old school dances.
Push it up. Everybody here. Push it up. This is the jam of the year. Push it up. 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 Everybody here. Push it up. This is the jam of the year. Push it up. Push it up.
Again, on my Billy.
Push it up.
Come on, wake up your body, wake up your body, wake up your body and move it around. Come on. Yeah. Huh. Where the party at here, y'all? Where the party going down in here? Now I wanna know who's ready to show me. Get on down with the one and only party ambassador. Flip styles like a spatula, spectacular, more legend than a new Acura. Body tone stone while I rap to her, capture her, thinking I'm a Mac to her, just because I'm attracted to her. But the fact of the matter is the dance floor's fatter. The crowd's on fire as we push it up higher, push it up. Come on, jump, push it up. Put your hands
Man,
in the
get
air,
hyped on
push it
this.
up. Come on, y'all, push it up. Wow, the artists turn it up. Come yeah. Huh. Break it on down.
On my Neo.
Huh.
This is the jam. This is the jam. This is the jam of the year. This is the jam. This is the jam. This is the jam.
Hot up in here, yo.
Push it up. 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 Everybody, grab a body. Everybody, push it up. Everybody,
Come on now.
grab a body. Everybody, push it up. On and on to the earth. Come on, push it up. 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 Push it up.
Woo! Come on now. We're gonna keep it going. Man, he just had nothing but like party jams, that bass heavy. I always thought this was kind of mixed, a little funny though. But this is a groove, man. Some people are irritated with the freaks. I'll feel it. Feel the vibe. Come on, y'all.
When you can't find the reason for the smoke,
On the wall.
it's probably water in the fire. When everything you know ain't enough to float your boat, and you're looking for something that'll take you higher.
Say what?
You got to get down to a brand new sound. In the water you drown.
We just gonna groove to this one.
Come on. When confusion tries to tear your world apart, and the demons fight for power, that's the time you got to listen to your heart.
Everybody say.
No one knows the
I think Prince is saying something where he's shouting at the one.
You got to get down to a brand new sound. In the water you drown.
You hear Mike on this one.
Lost is found.
Did a duet with MJ on this.
The freaks on this side.
When you see an illusion everywhere you look, when you know the process of creation, when you understand everything in
I love this part right here.
congratulations, you're in the new power generation. Hey, freaks on this side. Freaks on this side. Freaks on this side.
Nick.
When everybody calls the truth by a different name, and the indifference between us still remains. God is love, love is God, simply framed. Partying this way, there's so much more to gain.
He's trying to drop some knowledge in there.
Freaks on this side. We try to get on down, 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 down. Yeah, yeah. You got to get down.
This makes me mad. Listen to this. That mad face.
It's new power generation, and you're grooving too. Another jam of the year. Think it ain't what it is.
Tell 'em,
Be
bro.
drowning. Glub glub like a mug.
Freak on this side. Freaks on this side. On this side. On this side. Freaks on. Got it on. This side.
It's like he was sitting in a car. He was just bumping this. Son. We got to take a breather for a second. Man. Again, I'm just saying. Like, listening to it now, it's just like, man, this album don't stop. We took one breather with Back in My Arms, and then it's just barrel rolling through jams. That's it. Like, you know, big jam, you know. And now we have freaks, you know, freaks on this side. It's crazy. Like this album's rolling, man. Push it up. When you get past the push it and just get into the music of it. I love this. That's why I love this album, man. That's why this stay in the car. Because when you rolling and you just need to hear that, get you to the next spot and you just grooving and jamming. Prince came through, man. In a major way. So let's continue. Let's go. We're going to keep moving. Hold on there. All right. You like that. Go. It's like, oh, Prince just look at the screen like this. Hey. Now this song was the single. There's a video. There's also an incredible live performance of this. There's also a remix of this. But this is the album version.
Come on. I know you got a young man. You don't care about me. He's darker than quicksand. He's taller than a tree. But what you need is some real loving. Steady young ass fool.
Tell him.
I got the butter for your muffin. Just need the keys to the room. Come on, babe. Come on, shake it now. 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 We could freeze in London. You could hear me sing. And if you wanna make love, then you got to wear my ring. Cause I don't want no mistress. I'd much rather be bound. Let's find a preacher so we can get down, down, down. Come on, baby. Come on.
You know, what's interesting is he's talking about, you know, he doesn't, he's not trying to like get with chicks without being committed to them, I suppose. So he said, we can freeze in London. You can hear me sing. But if you want to make love, then you got to wear my ring. Because I don't want no mistress. I'd much rather be bound. So let's find a preacher so we can get down. Now, I believe when he wrote this song, he was also married to Maite. Which is interesting. Because again, is he writing this about himself, or he's saying he don't want no side chicks? But then at the same point, if you are in something, why would you have a mistress? And you couldn't marry the other woman, and if you're already married, you can only. I thought you could only have a mistress if you were married. So I don't know. This is maybe higher than my player grade, but I always thought the lyrics were interesting. Another interesting thing. It was a very busy time for Prince. In the video, again, I assume at this time he's married to Maite, but in the video of this, Manuela, who becomes his future wife, is in this video, and like Prince is dressed up as an old man. You know, like he's kind of hollering at her or something. I'm assuming this is a skit in the video, but it's very interesting. Maybe a little meta. I don't know. It was a busy time. Let's go.
Shake it out. Come on, baby. Come on, shake it out. Come on, baby. Come on, shake it out. Come on, baby. Come on, shake it out. Come on. You and your girlfriend, y'all two of a kind. Just running these knuckleheads 3 and 4 at a time. Both of yous want babies, but you're still acting wild. The first rule in making one, you can't be no child. Instead of hitting that rummy, why don't y'all hit the dough? I book us on the red eye, we'll be good to go. And if every life has got a reason, you can be mine. Perfume in the bath, darling. Champagne while we dine. Come on.
Again, this might be a little higher than my player grade, but I love it.
Come on, baby.
Come on.
Come on, shake it now. Come on, baby. Come on, shake it now. Come on, baby. Come on, shake it now.
He says, shake it, shake it, shake it. Like a Polaroid picture.
Another brother man that you're thinking of, or could it be your girlfriend who never ever been straight? When I ask you are you hungry, you say you already ate. You can play me if you wanna,
boy, wow,
but you better let me know. I don't need to play the good licks if there ain't gonna be no show.
Oh,
I'm better off sleeping with my guitar if you ain't gonna sing. Strapped to the body, making love to the strings.
Nasty. Love this right here. Listen. Starting to cut up right here.
Come on, baby. Come on, shake it now. Come on, baby. Come on, shake it now. Come on, baby. I got the butter for your muffin.
Enough said. Let's just keep moving. It's a burner. That's a burner. You already know.
If you're looking for the man that will walk away from responsibility, I ain't the one.
Prince gonna start spitting to the check.
If you're looking for the brother that'll treat you like anything but a queen, ooh, I ain't the one.
Yeah. Talk that shit.
If you're looking for a man that'll sweep you off your time,
Listen.
pay your bills, buy you pretty dresses, and take you anywhere you wanna meet. Make love to you every night, every week. Oh, don't think you're other girl.
I can do that.
No further. Ooh, I am the one.
lot of cats get to be careful how much of this song they start singing. You say you gonna pay my bills? Well, I ain't the one. That's the remix.
If you're looking for a man that make big money, keep it all to himself, I ain't the one. No, no, not me.
I'm gonna say,
If you're looking for a man that'll have 10 women, confuse it all with his wealth. Listen here, I ain't that one. No, no, no. Wait a minute.
this is cold.
If you're looking for a man who can share his dinero, buy you half the town.
Got Princess. Listen to the flow.
Treat every step you take as if you're walking on holy ground. Holy ground. Place your bow all over when it comes to getting blown down. Look no further.
Uh-oh.
Your man's
That's why they need to reissue it.
standing right here, right here. Don't you look no further, girl. Oh, standing right here, right here.
Man, now there's a great video for this. But if I would have had done the video, I would have had him almost like when he was in Under the Cherry Moon, when they was going out to buy Mary Sharon stuff. I would have had him like that, like to the stores and shit, like pick out and getting, just balling out of control. You know what I'm saying? Taking her out to eat, champagne and shit. Wine and dine them on some big level, international. Show them getting off planes in different cities. You know what I'm saying? And they sitting on the French Riviera or something.
You're looking for a man that'll make you feel like time has just begun. Ooh, a man that'll make you feel like you're the only thing that ever mattered. Underneath the sun, oh, you.
Actually, you know what? I would have had him get Christian Scott Thomas, and they would have reunited in the video, and it would have been like Mary Sharon. That would have been cold. They'd have been on that same thing where the water was behind them, he was dancing, but it was older. Talk that shit.
Oh, yes, I am. I am the one. Don't you look no further, girl. Oh, yeah, the one. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh,
My man up here about to testify.
my day.
Boom, boom. Listen to the bass playing. Very cinematic. Yes, yes, love it. Keep it going though, man. Whew.
Everybody get on the floor. We got the groove you feel in your soul. When you're good and funky, you can say you know. Dance to the funky music. Come on. You ain't got no partner, you can use your hair. Shake it like a hooker, baby, I don't care. Whatever you do, you got to make the people stare. Dance to the funky music, yeah.
Come my part right here though. Coming smooth.
Speed I got is specially designed. Take you lose your phone number to somebody fine. The nastier you get, the funkier we got. My claim to fame is scandal, baby. I ain't here to stop. I didn't come to trample on what you think is cool. I just wanna hip you to a brand new groove. If you like your funky mellow, this ain't for you. Dance to the funky music, shoo-be-doo.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Get him, Dougie.
Yo, the time has come once again to send a dance groove down on end. Don't pretend that your feet is tied and grab my hand, girlfriend, and move it, baby, move it. I know you can do it. Move it, baby, move it. I know you can do it. Come on. I said, come on. Now, let me tell you something. Looking so good on the floor, make me want to get to know you better. And dancing all up next to you is a feeling I can feel forever. Being together and doing what's clever, and it's so hard to stop it. I know no one could top it. Yeah, this groove is funky. Yeah, yo,
Dougie Fresh is jamming.
MPG, drop it. Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what? Yo, enough respect goes to the artists and the MPG crew and the whole New York and uptown and across the country massive. Big up yourselves, cause it's coming at you live. Aight?
I know it's a derivative of something he's done before, but I'm all in. At this point, you all in, so it's just like, man, whatever. Here we go. It's another dark song to me, but I love this. I know a lot of people are like, this is my favorite song. Not mad at it. It's called That Funky Worm. I give some A Dre.
Why did I waste my kisses on you, baby? Why did I waste my kisses on you now? Why did I waste my kisses on you, baby?
Say what?
Why did I waste my kisses on you now? Overdue, that's how I describe the hour. The minute, the moment that I first laid eyes on you. I guess I knew that sooner or later this power would manifest itself into a rendezvous. Small dark room, that's where I let you smother. In front of your gut, tell another. Why should I care? Cheap perfume all over those burgundy stockings, the ones I tied you up with. I should've just left them there. Why'd I waste my kisses on you?
In a weird way, this reminds me of Ballad of Dorothy Parker.
Why did I waste my kisses on you, baby?
And the beat go.
Why did I waste my kisses on you, baby?
It's like somebody's getting shot in the background. What the hell? And they're screaming that they got hit.
Why did I waste my kisses on you, baby?
Being rushed to the ER.
Why did I waste my kisses on you now? Why did I waste my kisses on you, baby? On you. Why did I waste my kisses on you? Why did I waste my kisses on you, baby? On you. Why did I waste my kisses on you now?
And that's the end of the album. That song puzzles me because it's a lot going on. It's such a short song. And I'm trying to piece together, like, again, like it sounds like somebody, they roll up on somebody, and they're like, ah, they got shot. And then you hear them, you know, I guess at the hospital, beep, and the person dies. And I'm like, I don't understand what that has to do with what he was talking about in the song. It makes me wonder if it was a part of something else and it was some other idea or some other thing he was going to do. And it's like, I'm not going to end up doing that, but I like this song. Just put it on here as a hidden track type of deal. Because, again, one of my Prince scholar, historian type know-it-alls out there, y'all can tell me in the comment section. But yeah, I don't know what that one was all about. That was like was it your personal shit ain't got no business on this in the music, man, or whatever. I don't know what was going on. Just brothers getting rolled up on, blasted, and dying. I was like, whoa, okay. Yeah, wasted kisses. But dope song. Dope song, man. So anyway, there you go. NewPower Soul. You will probably find, I think it's on Tidal. You may have to look up Prince or look up NewPower Generation. This album isn't super hard to find. Like, you can find it. Like I said, it's on Tidal, and you could buy it reasonably if you wanted to get the CD. You could find it on Amazon or something like that. But I would love to see them re-release this one just so it's out there. I think this is a great album. I think this is one of the albums that I think a lot of casual Prince fans don't know exists. And I think this would be one that they would really be up on. And, you know, it sounds of the time it came out, 1998. You can definitely hear the influences of that stuff. But it's still Prince. NewPower Soul. So there you go. Salute to all my Patreon family. Salute to everybody on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course on YouTube. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you enjoyed this. It was fun. I had a good time. I hope y'all was grooving too. I'd love to hear what y'all thought about it. But with that said, work it like a job. I'll see you next time. Peace.